Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Tyson Fury. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Now, yesterday I broke the news. Tyson Fury put on his social media, his verified Twitter account, that he's coming back in May 13th, I believe was the exact date, and that would end his stint on the sidelines. Now, I just read an article on Sky Sports. Shout out to them. It is linked in the description in case you guys want to check it out. And there's a little bit of turmoil, a little bit of drama regarding his return. So I don't even know if I'm going to make a video about it, but Pacquiao versus Khan is no longer a thing. Next, the fight, the deal fell apart, and that was confirmed by Bob Arum, courtesy of Los Angeles Times. I might make a video, but that's really not as high up on my list because I didn't really have faith that the fight was going to happen. I was just going off of Pacquiao tweets. But again, that's the problem with these fighters tweeting stuff prematurely, you know what I mean, social media, and then it spreads and makes headlines, and then all of a sudden it may or may not come true. Like Pacquiao versus Khan, both fighters, Khan and Pacquiao, tweeted that they would be fighting and they came to terms, and then now it's not going to happen. So Tyson Fury tweeted that, yo, I'm coming back in May. And now, after reading the Sky Sports, he has a ban on him. He has a suspension that has not been dealt with yet. So the British Boxing Board of Control, BBBofC, I believe is the acronym, they says he doesn't have a license to be reinstated at the moment. He has to go through a hearing and go through the proper steps and protocol. But I guess he tried to find a loophole and get a license in Ireland or something to allow him to fight. And from my understanding after reading this article is he has to deal with the procedural court hearings or whatever with the BBBofC before he can even fight anybody. So him saying he's coming back May 13th is not a foregone conclusion. It's not 100%. Now I'm going to read some pull quotes, and this is from the BBBofC, and they said the General Secretary, his name is Robert Smith, he told Sky Sports this: "My understanding is a fact. He's suspended, so that's it. He's got a number of issues to consider before we even consider lifting a suspension. We have not had any contact with Mr. Fury or any of his team since he was suspended. We understand there is a hearing taking place for anti-doping, and until that matter is dealt with, the suspension will stay." He says UCAD carry out all of the anti-doping issues. His BBofC license is suspended until his UCAD hearing on our behalf has taken place. I'm hoping to hear a final date shortly within the next month or so. Mr. Fury has a number of issues. It's not a matter of clicking your fingers. There are medical issues to consider for his best interest, and we haven't heard from Mr. Fury. If he wants his suspension lifted, he must contact us to find out what he needs to do. He must send us documentation for us to consider. So again, for the full article, it is linked. Shout out to Sky Sports for the exclusive interview with the BBofC, and that's the British board. Now, it's not as cut and dry, you know what I'm saying? It's just like really anything, like for a regular citizen, a DUI. You don't just say, oh, I'm going to be driving in May. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. I thought, to me, when Tyson Fury, when he had put that, since he had put the tweet, I thought him and his team had handled like whatever suspension, and that's when the suspension was up, because he hasn't fought since November of 2015. So I thought maybe either his suspension was up or he had got word from his team that it's all good and they went through the proper procedure. But after reading this article, that doesn't seem to be the case, and it's actually he has to go, you know what I mean, he jumped the gun. That's basically what it is. You have to go through the protocol. You don't just get a DUI and, you know what I mean, you might have to do community service. You might have to take a drunk driving course or a traffic school or whatever the fuck they make it. I never had a DUI, so I don't know. I had a friend that had one, but I don't know what they make you do, right? But even to get to work and to drive a vehicle to work, he had to get like paperwork filled out to be able to commute to work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's really any difference with the boxing license. You failed for cocaine, twice, not one drug test, but more than one. They said UCAD said you failed a drug test even before the cocaine. So those are real life issues. They're not going to, like, you got to look at it from any business perspective, any governing body or anything. They do not want to send a man who is mentally not fit for competition, unstable or whatever, and then put them in there, and then something bad happens because they shouldn't have been fighting to begin with, and then all of a sudden they're almost like liable. Like, why would you license this guy? And the problem with Tyson Fury, and this is a problem with a lot of people, is I'm all for freedom of speech. You never, like, I don't censor myself to any certain degree, like where I still get to get my thoughts out, you know what I mean? But you have to do things in a certain manner professionally to be taken serious. So that's the problem with these fighters who, and people in general, who think, oh, it's freedom of speech, I could just say whatever. Okay, that's fine, but then you say whatever and you got to deal with the consequences. And the fact is that Tyson Fury, he did this interview with Rolling Stone. He was talking about, I didn't give a fuck if I lived or died, you know what I mean? I'm suicidal basically, and I was doing coke and I'm partying. I hated this witch hunt and this and that. So as a result, now that's already out in the public. And to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, you have to give them certain reason that you're better when you said all that shit and you did this whole tell-all with Rolling Stone and probably maybe even other interviews and stuff that I might not even know about. But that freedom of speech is cool, but you put that all out there, this smorgasbord of information. So now you have to prove to them that you're fit to compete and fit for competition. So I really thought Tyson Fury and team had like hashed this type of stuff out. And especially over in the UK, if you guys remember Lennox Lewis, the rematch with Oliver McCall, which some of y'all don't know shit about boxing, so you probably don't remember that, but the dude had a mental breakdown in the middle of the fucking fight and got stopped. I don't even know if he's been stopped career-wise other than that fight, but he just lost it and started crying in the ring. You guys do the research. And he beat Lennox Lewis. That's why they had a rematch. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that is not normal. And they're not trying to license people who are mentally or clinically unstable to have competition in battle. You know what I mean? That's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? He stops Lennox Lewis, so he's looking like a beast. And then in the rematch, he gets stopped and starts walking around in the ring and crying and shit. And Tyson Fury doesn't have necessarily that, but he was dealing with hardcore drugs. These are hard substances. You know what I mean? People relapse sometimes when the fact that cocaine is not a gateway drug. You can say like weed or something is a gateway. Cocaine is, you're already in the big leagues. You know what I mean? You've already went beyond the minors. You're doing some real shit. You know what I mean? People have OD'd on cocaine and stuff. So Tyson Fury got to figure it out. But now after reading this article, he jumped the gun. I mean, hopefully he's clear-headed and they go through the proper procedure this time, because they do have a suspension that they got to take care of. Get their hearing date. You know what I mean? Dress up, wear your suit and tie. I know people don't like court, but I mean, basically you made your bed, you got to lie in it. Now you have to go through the proper procedure if you want to fight again. If you want that paycheck, you want that livelihood. So it's not, they're not saying, the board is not saying that absolutely no way is he coming back in May. But as of right now, they're saying they haven't heard from Team Fury and he's not getting shit until he goes through the proper channels. And that's just me paraphrasing. Hopefully he gets it together and goes through the proper hearings and gets reinstated the proper way. You know what I mean? And we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. Link in the description for the Sky Sports exclusive interview. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.